What is up, Edison Duelists? This is Dionis, aka Young Puds, coming at you guys with some shameless Hypebeast Gigavise content. Folks, we are getting back to our roots. We have the chat obscured. We are in a replay because, you know what? I finally got a replay that made me say, hey, I think the folks that are watching my YouTube channel want to see, no, need to see this replay. So as you can tell, this is a very nice Gigavise versus Lightsworn matchup, a classic battle of two degenerate gamblers decks, very high roll, low roll kind of decks. Here our opponent is going to open up with that Gold Sark into Charge of the Light Brigade. When I see this, folks, I'm thinking my opponent already has Judgment Dragon. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking he has the JD already. He's looking for a way to fill up his graveyard and get that JD live ASAP. Looking at his hand now, I can see that, hey, that's an incorrect read. I guess he's hoping to mill the JD and use Monster Reincarnation to get there. Me personally, when I play Lightsworns, I always use Monster Reincarnation. I really like that card. I really enjoy it. He's also going to go ahead and set the Arcus, which of course we are going to have to respect as a Raikou. We're going to go ahead and hit an Armory here, and very unfortunately, we do mill the Foolish Burial. And folks, that really stinks. If we had just held the hidden Armory, we would have had full combo and we would have been off to the races on the following turn, but we did not go ahead and do that. I do think it's still correct to hit an Armory here. It's far more likely that you're going to mill something that is really good. Even just a tuner is great. Of course, a Lonefire is great. Even Titanial is great. So there's a lot more good things to mill. So probably still is correct. It's also going to set you up to be able to immediately go off if you do find your Lonefire Blossom. So, you know, this is one of those situations where you made the right play, but it got punished for it. These things happen. So I decided to not set the Book of Moon. I don't want to just run that right into a Raikou. I'm also thinking maybe I'm going to have to get up to hand size to discard the Giga Plant. Meanwhile, our opponent is going to swing in for big damage, doing almost half of our life points. Well, I suppose not quite almost. And he's going to get to mill a bunch and draw a card, and look at that, he drew a live Solar Recharge. How much better could you get, huh, folks? Here we're going to pick up a Mark of the Rose, and then we're just going to go right into game 2. So I'm feeling pretty bad. I've been dropping a lot of games against Lightsworns recently. Here on ladder, the deck has been giving me a lot of trouble. And I think I've made some questionable plays here and there. Think of one game I played earlier where I made a really questionable play. But I think also it really is, and I'm not just trying to cope, I think it really is a tough matchup where you can just lose. You can just lose because they just, you know, hit the broken mills and you don't open fast enough, you know. But on the other hand, you can also just win. You can open Gold Sark, Dandy, DDR, Super Solar Nutrient, which is it's pretty fantastic here. So we're going to go ahead and make a little bit of a board with our Power Tool Dragon. We use that effect, and wouldn't you guys know it, 66% doesn't even need to round up to 100%. That's just 100%. We've got all three supervise. So we'll go into a Stardust Dragon here, bring back the Giga Plant, normal summon it, and then we are going to go into Titanial. So we're going to pass turn, and now our opponent is going to have quite the challenge dealing with our board. He's going to start things off with a Solar Recharge, milling nothing too useful here. Would have liked to see that DD Crow in his hand last turn, I'm sure. He's going to go ahead and try and Book of Moon the Stardust Dragon. Here I'm fearing Lightning Vortex, I'm fearing something that's going to destroy, so I can't have that. I am going to go ahead and use the Titanial, tributing the Giga Plant. Again, you know, part of me wants to tribute the Titanial here, if I still have the Giga Plant, but that would be super greedy. Now, it probably would have been okay. He's just going to go ahead and set the Lila, set the Royal Oppression. So we are going to get to use our Power Tool Dragon and go ahead and hopefully we can get a Mark of the Rose here. That's what I'm looking for. And we do miss that one. 66% is going to round down. Not sure how that could happen, but we'll swing in with the Stardust and then get in for over 5,000 points of damage, which, folks, that seems pretty good to me. I'm feeling good about this. We have a giant Trunade in case we actually want to go off. We have Lightning Vortex to clear anything that could be a problem. Jaugen the Spiritualist is, I guess that was why he wanted to try and put the Stardust face down. That would have been a nice board clear, but Stardust is going to keep that at bay for now. So he's going to scoop it up. So, two pretty uncompetitive games, 1 and 2. Just one-sided matches, and that's typical for the Lightsworn matchup, but I do think this game 3 is a pretty interesting one. So here, I will admit, I'm going to pause the game right now. I will admit I was not paying attention to Yu-Gi-Oh! While my opponent took his opening turn. Full disclosure, folks, that's super disrespectful of me, and I'm not going to make excuses, but I was paying attention to my daughter, so some things are a little more important. So anyways, our opponent is going to go off. He is going to activate the Cold Wave and drop a Card Trooper, milling 3, and I'm going to start my turn, and I don't pay any attention at all to what has happened, and I think that when I check his graveyard, he's just milled the Cold Wave, so I go ahead and set the Dandy, set the Torrential. Our opponent, of course, is like, hey, you can't set back row here. And he's very, very nice, and he does let me pick up the monster as well. I'm only setting the Dandy if I can set the Torrential as well. Obviously, I can't because of Cold Wave. So, shout out to my opponent. One, a villain until the end. It turned out to be a hero and a pretty cool guy because he let me, not set the monster. He definitely would have been totally justified. I would have accepted it if he had said, no, you set the monster. You're just not allowed to set the back row. That's fine. But I appreciate you being an honorable duelist and letting me take both back. Really nice of him, cool guy. So he's going to be a decent fellow and not press the issue, and he's going to go ahead and Card Trooper for 3, and then he is going to follow that up with a Gareth and hit us for big, big, big damage. We're going to draw into a Super Solar Nutrient. Is absolutely fantastic. So, frankly, that would have been live right away if we'd just left the Dandelion on the field, though I suppose he probably would have summoned the Aaron. That's neither here nor there. He's going to go ahead and get the Card Trooper off, milling 3 more. Now we're seeing that he's on Jaugen, and I gotta be honest, when I see this graveyard, I see Lightning Vortex, I see My Body is a Shield, I see Cyber Dragon, I see Jaugen, I see Smashing Ground. And this smells like my opponent has oversided, which just, that's telling me that the ceiling of his deck is going to be a little bit limited. And it's going to give us quite a bit of an advantage. So anyways, he's going to Foolish Burial for a Plague Spreader Zombie. He's going to activate the Plague Spreader Zombie. I think about Torrentialing now, but I'm pretty sure he is going to go ahead and go for a Mistworm. And I'll just, Torrential the Mistworm now. He can't make one later. So, also on the off chance that he doesn't make Mistworm, maybe I don't want a Torrential right away. Maybe I want to let him, make a 6, make a 5, whatever it is, And he does decide to go for the Mistworm. So, of course, we are going to Torrential. So that'll deal with the Mistworm. And we are going to get our 2 tokens in play. He's going to go ahead and Solar Recharge. There goes the Aaron. 2 cards, drawing 2, picking up Arcus and Honest, always a very potent combination. Then he is going to use Charge of the Light Brigade, which will get him to a Lila, as well as really filling up his graveyard. I think he's got like one of every Lightsworn that most of these decks play. Let's see, Ryko, Lila's in his hand, Aaron's in there, Jane, Gareth, Lila, yeah, gang's all here. Most people aren't playing Graganeth. I saw Keegan from E3 Yu-Gi-Oh! Playing Graganeth on his stream the other day. Shout out Keegan. Excellent content creator, pillar of the community. We all know it. So our opponent's going to summon that Orcus and mill 2. We know there's one Lila in hand. I'm checking the graveyard. I'm not seeing any JDs. So I am a little wary of that. But also, if he had JD, he probably would have summoned JD and then summoned Lila. So we're at least a little bit safe. But disaster has struck. We are going to draw a Giga Plant for turn, which is that's exactly what we don't want. We have both Giga Plants in hand, so now even though we have Lonefire access, we have no way to Lonefire into Giga Plant. So what we're going to do here instead is we're going to Super Solar Nutrient for Lonefire, right? And we'll lone fire for the second lone fire. All our targets are gone. We don't want to draw that card. We'll get a Dandelion. And then what we are going to do here is we are going to tribute some of the Dandelion for the Giga Plant and get us 2 tokens, which will put up a nice defense. Here we're going to swing with the Giga Plant. I figure he probably does have Honest, but we've got to burn it at some point, and this is a relatively safe time to do so. So we're going to take that 1200. Our opponent is going to put Lila on the field. He's going to run over both of our tokens. That's totally fine. They did their job, you know? No more SSNs are live. I don't need the tokens to stick around. I just needed them to keep me from dying. However, our opponent is going to mill a bunch of cards. He has 5 cards, but I gotta say, I'm seeing something here. Let me know if you guys are seeing it, because it's telling me that there's blood in the water. I am seeing a pathway to victory, and you know that's why I really like playing Yuki. It's you guys read Dune? Do you guys read Dune? I haven't read all the Dune books. I've read the first 2. I'm in the middle of the 3rd one, and I mean, I don't read nearly as much as I do, and when I do read, I rarely make time to read fiction, but I really, really enjoyed the Dune books. I made sure to read the first one before the movie came out. I was like, okay, I gotta see this, from the book first, and man, it's one of my favorite books. So, in Dune, you have the Mentats, and they'll use their brain to like look into possible futures, and then find, Paul Atreides is finding the line, the one pathway that leads to success when everything else leads to ruin. And sometimes Yu-Gi-Oh feels like that, and this is definitely a game that felt like that. So maybe you guys can already see why I'm sensing blood in the water, but if not, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of this match. So he's going to pass the turn. I'm not afraid of Honest because he has 0 cards in his hand. We are going to pick up a Super Solar Nutrient, which is not really going to be very helpful, but we are going to MST to clear the Compulse, and then we are going to Miracle Fertilizer, bringing back the Giga Plant. We'll run over the Wolf, because that is the only monster that's going to be correct here. To destroy it, the other 2 are not going to be correct. I need those to stick around. I'm sure you can tell by now, but if you can't, you'll see in a minute. So we're going to set the SSN as a nice bluff, encourage him to use the Lila. He's going to pick up a Solar Recharge for turn. It's going to be absolutely no help. And he is going to use Lila on Fertilizer. That tells me right away that he failed to draw the Judgment Dragon. Because of course, if you had a Judgment Dragon you were about to drop, you would safely clear the way and destroy the back row. But instead, our opponent is afraid of me extending further, so he chooses to destroy the Miracle Fertilizer. So I'm feeling absolutely great about this. I'm feeling even better when he shifts that Arcus into defense position. And then he is forced to mill 5 in the end phase. We take a quick check at the graveyard. Both Honests are gone. Both JDs are gone. There's no Necrogardna to be found. Gores has been spent. Cold Wave has been spent. Not one, but... oh, I want to say 2. Yeah, there it is. 2 monster reincarnations are in the grave. 3 monster reincarnations would be a lot to play. I kind of doubt that's what it is. So we are going to go ahead and take our turn. And here, very simply, all we have to do, we are just going to go ahead and go Giga Plant, run over the Arcus, and then main phase 2. We can make a Stardust Dragon, just so we don't lose instantly if he does have that 3rd monster reincarnation to get a JD back. We'll make the Stardust here. I don't need to put this Stardust in defense position, as the Lila is still stuck. You cannot switch yourself to attack position by Rash. So we can Gold Sark here, just in case, pick up a Mark of the Rose. Figure I can use that to tribute a Giga Plant, but it really is not going to matter. Our opponent is going to pick up a Threatening Roar. That is going to be GG. At his end phase, his Lila is going to mill 3. And I don't even have to do anything on my turn. I have to pass, and he loses by deck out. So GG, nice, fun match. I really enjoyed it. What can I say? I like a little bit of deck out, and that match has me feeling so good. I say we jump right onto ladder and keep the good vibes rolling. You know what I mean? Just keep it moving. You know? And let's see if we can get a game here in a moment. We're trying something out today with the music in the background. Let me know if you guys like it. Uh, just a little bit of royalty-free synth wave. I'm a big synth wave fan. What are some non-royalty free bands that I would play? I'm gonna tell you guys. Are you familiar with The Midnight? I love The Midnight. The Midnight is so cool. Listen to this song Los Angeles by The Midnight, or perhaps Days of Thunder, or if you're a real one, check out their live album. And I know, maybe it's kind of cringe to recommend a live album, but Red, White, and Bruised, the Midnight live album, is incredible. I really, really like it. And I don't know if I've ever showed it to anyone or just the Midnight in general, and they haven't been like, yeah, okay, yeah, this is pretty good. It's like very neo '80s, awesome, just cool. It's just cool. That's all there is to it. So yeah, I'm a big synthwave guy. You, I bet you guys do this too. You guys ever start doing something kind of as a joke, a little ironically, but then before you know it's it's your entire personality. Um, that that's kind of how I got into synthwave. Um, okay, so you can do that, but I still get Giga Plant's effect because it's a priority. What do we do here? Probably just Titanial, right? I think we just do Titanial. We'll set my body as a shield. That's what I'm gonna do. All right, what do you got for us? What do you got for us? So here's the thing. Purple is my favorite color, right? Dionysus, purple makes sense. You guys know what I mean? Pretty standard stuff. Shouldn't be a surprise. X-Sabers. This is disgusting. So when I was getting, I like I said, I like purple. Um, Let me think for a second here. Flip summon Ember's Blade, normal summon Full Helm Knight. You gotta book a moon, the Full Helm Knight. Things are gonna get out of control otherwise. Gotta book a moon, the Full Helm Knight. And we're just crashing. Okay. Crash away. Crash away. So when I was buying all of my camping gear, I got some like custom stuff from Enlightened Equipment. You know, pretty cool company. Shout out Enlightened Equipment. You guys are familiar. Definitely, definitely a really cool, really good ultralight type of company. Oh, okay, this is pretty bad for us. That's fine. Um, I don't know. Maybe it's not so bad. Like, what do you make? You make Chun Li here, and we titanium negate it. Not worried about that. Make Bryo and we titanium negate it. Hey, make Chun Li. I'll negate that. Easy negate. Okay. All right. Less than pleasant. And what do you do now? Make a second Chun Li? No, you just pass. Are you okay? Are you feeling all right? You must not be feeling all right. Must not be okay. All right. So this is a little funky. Um. Hmm. We could go Lonefire or Dandy. And then... And 2 more of those would be cool. We could rip both of the cards out of this. Yeah, what if we went Lonefire for Dandy, steal full Helm Knight, and then we could go Bryanak, bounce Emmer's Blade, run over full Helm Knight? That seems pretty good, actually. Let's do that. Yeah, I like this line. I like this line a lot. I'm enjoying this line. We'll do this. And... So anyway, so I had a bunch of purple gear, right? And... Of course, it was noticed. Oh, do I even... Why am I bryoing this bounce? I'll tell you guys, because this is a tempo play. I'm playing for tempo. Right? I want to play for tempo. I want his monsters off the field. He only has 1 normal summon. If you want to put that Emmer's Blade back on, you have to. So I have all this purple stuff, right? And then I started out with a 48 liter pack, which is pretty average. I would say maybe on the small side. I think in terms of the mean, 48 liters is a pretty average pack size for a through hike, for through hikers on the Appalachian Trail. However, I would say that, you know, the mode, the most common, is like a 58 liter pack. So I was a little bit on the oh, it's just any defense position monster. What a throw. Yeah, this is really bad for us. Bro's about to go sicko mode. Yikes. Shouldn't have made the tokens. That's fine. And I liked my backpack okay, but I was really focused while I was out there. I was constantly sending stuff home. You know, easy. Once the weather warmed up, I sent home a lot of my winter gear. You know, don't need that anymore. Goodbye, right? Um, so that lightened the load. I sent home my stove at one point. I sent home just like basically I got it down to where if it's not something that I needed to use every day, I wasn't carrying it with me. You know, really trying to shave off ounces and save as much weight as I possibly could. So it got to the point where really I had too much empty space in my backpack, and I liked my Osprey Exos. I think the way the water bottles and like the pockets were positioned, I could keep that backpack on me for the entire day. I could hike 20 miles and never take my backpack off. And I did that many times. And however, it was a frame backpack, so it has a frame, and what I really wanted was a little bit of a lighter pack. So, you know, of course, Palante is like the big, you know, the big name in backpacks, right? Palante. Ooh. Yeah, you can Bryo. That's fine. Bryo, no Bryo. Um, but they were a little bit out of my price range. And then there was the Nashville pack, which is a vest style pack. And if you are looking for an ultralight, lightweight backpack, I cannot recommend a Nashville pack enough. I'm serious, guys. These are stellar packs. Really great stuff. That second fur, that is such a good draw. We'll summon Titanium. So I think we threw a little bit by putting the tokens up, and then our opponent threw a little bit by ending on this very weak, admittedly, very weak board. Okay, that's fine. Get the Bryo gone, and damage condenser is doing a whole lot of nothing right now. But I'm really starting to like this card. Really coming around to it. I know it's not doing anything here, but I'm a big fan of Decon. So anyways, The other another company, Gossamer Gear, right? They have the Gossamer Gear Kumo, the pretty well known pack. He's gonna make Black Rose. You're gonna make Black Rose right now. I can see it. You're making Black Rose, and my body as a shield is about to absolutely win us this game in the most unprecedented and ridiculous fashion. That was disgusting. Oh, dude, look at that! What a cool match. Okay, sighting. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Da 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 da. Easy does it. Nice and simple, right? So, maybe I can show you Gossamer Gear. Gossamer Gear, yeah, Gossamer Gear Fumo 36. Oh, did they bring it back? They did. This is the backpack I have. Now, when I bought it, this was released as the Vaporwave Special Edition. And the Vaporwave Special Edition. And I listen to music while I hike all day, right? And of course, uh, ooh, okay. All right, let's think for a second. When I got the Vaporwave backpack, I started listening to a bunch of Vaporwave music, a bunch of Vaporwave, Synthwave, all that stuff. And you know, like I always liked like Floral Shop, Macintosh Plus, like always loved that. What a classic, classic album. Very, very good stuff. But no, I never really gotten into it in same kind of way before. Um, I'm going to banish Giant Trunade. Here's what's going to happen now. I'm going to set Royal Decree and I'm going to pass. And I understand that our opponent could really punish this pretty hard, but I think this greedy line is going to get us there. I think that's probably just an Emrys Blade. It's not a Raikou. I think you don't have Monk or Cat, especially because we've been waiting this long. Yeah, one Airbud, that's fine. I mean, it's not fine. I'm a little upset about it. It could be pretty bad for us, but, you know, you're going to hit the Foolish Burial. That looks like the DDR. That's the worst possible outcome. Agree? Okay. Second decree. Um, man, we just get Super Omega punished by Chun-Li. 66% rounds up to 100, right? You're gonna miss the supervise. Oh gosh. We're getting hand looped. We're gonna lose. We're gonna lose, folks. We're gonna lose this. So, anyways, yeah, that's how I started listening to synthwave. I'm really curious. Are they selling? So that when I got this, it came with a fanny pack. Um, Indian pack accessories. This guy loves Brian Hack. Have you guys noticed that? Yeah. So it's the Bumster fanny pack. And oh, okay, nice. I feel good about buying my allegedly limited edition backpack because you cannot get the purple Vaporwave Bumster anymore. This is game, right? Yeah, that's game. GG. Nice, nice, nice. All right. I'm going first now, so I want this, that. I want those, and I do want traps. All right. It's fine. That's fine. It's actually funny. The Vaporwave Bumster Gossamer here. saw it selling on eBay for like $200. Someone was no, not this. Not that either. There's the fanny pack that comes with it. Huh. Maybe you can't get them. Maybe they're not available anywhere. Sorry to keep you waiting, sir. I know you were probably just siding. So anyways, what do we have going on here? All right. Easy mill dandy. Not a mill dandy. Get supervise here. Easy mill dandy. All right, so we're forced to pass. We're forced to pass. I am aware that that next card was Gold Sark. If I had just been patient, we would be in a much better situation. I just need you to not have cat. I'll even accept a single airbud. I will even accept a single airbud. That's fine. Airbud away. Just no cat. No kitty cats, please. Oh, dog. Dog. Actually, you know, there's more to talk about the Vaporwave backpack. So I have been kind of looking at this backpack for maybe like a month, maybe even longer while I was on trip. I was constantly thinking, get it, like $200 for the backpack and the fanny pack. I was constantly going back and forth. Like I really think, like I really like it, you know, but also like I have so much money, you gotta get to Maine, you know, it's not like we're making any money out here. I was constantly going back and forth, back and forth. Finally, I decided. I was at a we were in New York State, and the trail in New York State, the Appalachian Trail in New York State, kind of sucks for most of it. But the good thing is it goes by so many restaurants and delis and all of this. And we were staying at this one deli, and you know we pull in there to end our hiking day. We get some sandwiches, get some food. It's great, and for like $2, they'll let you camp out back behind there. There's a train going by, but my old apartment used to be right next to train tracks. So trains like that go by doesn't bother me. It like soothes me to sleep. I love it. You know? Never complain about train sounds. I like trains. I would like that on record. Dionysus, aka Young Puds, I like trains. I don't like Airbud, but so we oh my gosh, dude, the SSN, that's crazy. Black Garden, you're disgusting. Dude. Dog. That's really gross. I have to. Set the copy plan. Jeez. I mean, another SSN is pretty good. I can't believe he hit the SSN and then I drew copy plant. That feels horrible. Feels really bad. So, you know, it's a deli. Of course, they sell beer too. So, you know, we have a good night. You know, I'm all set up in my tent, and there were a lot of campers there. So we're kind of you know all neck and neck, and I'm about to go to sleep, and I decide, you know what, I'm gonna buy the backpack. I'm gonna order it ahead to Great Barrington, Massachusetts. It'll be waiting for me when I get there. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna buy it, and so I do. I buy the backpack, and my phone makes the little ding, you know, like the Apple Pay payment successful whatever sound, and I'm like, okay, you know, I did it. Bro thinks I don't know how Black Garden works. Come on, dog. Come on, dog. What do you think this is? Amateur hour? Oh, no. Yeah, settle down. Settle down. I know. Yep. I know. Relax. And my friend texts me, you know, and he's like, whose OnlyFans did you just subscribe to? And I'm like, nah, dude. I bought the Vaporwave backpack. And he's like, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Alright, so are you just trying to fill up my board with tokens? I genuinely don't think I could think of anything lamer. I really, it's like, come on. You know? Come on. That's a third token. Yeah, dude, this person is, it's very tilting. I know how Black Garden works. You're very cool. Playing a very cool card. Alright, congratulations. Filled my board with useless rose tokens. Good job. And now you've made full Helm Knight. Okay, wow. Amazing. At least we're not getting anything else ripped out of our hands. Oh, another rose token. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, what are we gonna do, guys? There's too many rose tokens. Oh no. Too many rose tokens. I can't do anything because there's too many rose tokens. I'm kidding. I don't care. Alright, dude. There's so much crazy stuff we can do. But just an SSN is really fun. An SSN. Totally. Alright. You're all done? You're going to make a Brian. Very small Brian. Instant fusion? I'm telling you, this guy loves making Bryanek. I don't even understand what we're... What's the utility of Bryanek? Alright, Stardust. A little annoying. I won't lie to you, that's a little annoying. But there's our Lonefire. Okay. Not out of this at all. Your Stardust is weak and frail. Twister is a fantastic draw. Absolutely fantastic draw. I want to hold it though. I don't want to set any of these. I don't want to lose any of these, you guys. I'll set the fertilizer. So we need him to get a token off of our field, which he'll have to do eventually. We need him to... We could draw a Titanial, that would be good. We could draw SSN, that would be good. Lots of options. We drew a Titanial. Perfect. That's insane, actually. Let me think about this. We could go... How much defense does... If I just tribute some of the Titanium now, Black Garden's going to be in the way. Well, let's use Twister. I guess I could have pro set the heavy. We'll use Twister. You're welcome to use Stardust. You're also welcome to not use Stardust. That's fine, too. Okay, so you use Stardust. So now we're free to Heavy Storm. Fantastic. And then now we contribute not 1, 2 plants for Titanial. You know, these are all plants, which I contribute to use Titanial's effect. Did you guys know that? That's kind of crazy if you think about it. It's kind of crazy if you think about it. Maybe I attack the set. Is there a world where we attack the set? I mean, it's probably just an Emer's Blade. Right. I'll attack the Brile. Nice. Nice. That was drawing Titanial was really clutch there. That makes up for our opponent obnoxiously hitting the SSN. There really is justice in the universe. There really is justice in the universe. I'll allow that. That's fine. No problem. You know, someone said something in a comment on the last video. I think they didn't like that I am a fan of great man theory of history. And they said just world fallacy when they were defending their critique of great man. And I honestly, I don't know what just world fallacy is. So let's learn about this together. Just world fallacy. The cognitive bias that assumes people will get what they deserve and actions. Why is this a fallacy? What's fallacious about this? Hmm. Um. Da, da, da. Da, 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 da. Harvard Melvin J. Lerner. Huh. Yeah, guys, I don't know if I'm buying into this whole. What? You have one. Just one warrior? One warrior. Okay. I'll take 100. That's fine. Yeah, alright. More full Helm Knights. This is really terrible for us. Should have set the DDR instead of the FERT. Still have an attack left. Stardust hasn't attacked, right? Oh, we're getting Rekigura. That's not what I would have expected. I would have expected Airbud. Okay. Alright. Alright, dude. That's fine. Hey, KU, Rock Chalk Jayhawk, right? Hmm. I don't think this disproves karma. Call me crazy. I don't think that disproves karma. What can I say, you guys? Alright. This is an interesting board to take apart. This is an interesting board to tackle. So, you know, of course my initial thought is, well, let's just Colossal Fighter Armory Arm. He has not one, but two full Helm Knights here, which that's going to pose a problem if we just try and do that. So let's see what's still in deck. We have two Mark of the Rose and one Supervise and one DDR still in deck. So I think we want to try and do this. Do, 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 do. For Giga. Then we supervise or copy. We get our tool dragon. This back. Get power tool. Power tool going to give us the very clutch 66%, rounding up to 100%. Good. And then we can do this. And what is it here? Is it titanial? No, we can afford to just do Lonefire. Give me your Stardust. Give me your Stardust. Hey, hey you. I want your Stardust. Thank you. We have the second supervise ready to go. Bring back copy plant. Now we can make a Black Rose Dragon, which is going to go through because we stole your Stardust. And I was wrong. We messed up. Big time. Huge mistake. I thought I had another, like in my mind I had another supervise. So we can't win right now. Even if we banish the titanium, I guess we could win. So that's still correct. We had to clear that board. You don't have Gores. We set torrential. We pass. We can DDR next turn. What do you have? Not a lot left. Kitty cat. Okay. Pretty bad for us. Or Airbud and Airbud. And then you brain con. I mean, like, I I don't know. I guess, dude. Like, you brain con so far. I gotta see. I gotta see. Activated brain control. Summoned, like 2 seconds. Like, I have to be honest. I have to be honest. I would have let the air bombs go through because I would have assumed he had a fault troll. I would have assumed he had a fault troll. I would have assumed he had a fault troll. I would have assumed he had a fault troll, and I wouldn't have torrentialed. That was where I was at in my head. That was where I was at in my head. So I know that when he guns the brain control, I don't care. When he guns the brain control like that, like technically I could have flipped torrential and been like, oh no, dude, but like, I know I had already made up my mind that I assumed you had a fault troll. I wasn't thinking about BrainCon. So I would have allowed those to summon. I would have said, he would have said summon good, I would have said okay. Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. Thought you had Alt. Yeah, but I would have won next turn. What's this? What's that? Yeah, it's Ember's Blade. So if I flip the torrential, you lose. You understand that, right? Like, yeah, GG, well played. Like I said, Yeah, dude. I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? Was I in the wrong? Should I have said, hold up, put that brain control back in your hand. I'm using torrential here. You know? Um I was well within my right to do that, but I don't know. I don't know. Let's look a little bit more at just world fallacy here. And I know Wikipedia is not like I know, guys. I know. Okay. Um da, 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 da. Contract. Uh I just that's for their belief in okay, so I guess Mr. So I would say that like yes, the world is just. Sometimes, yeah, people do suffer without an apparent cause, but just because the cause isn't apparent doesn't mean that there isn't one. Like I genuinely believe that there's something bigger going on, you know, something way bigger than all of us, right? So in that respect, is this withdrawal? Maybe. I don't know. Uh is this reinterpretation? Like I'm not even gonna try and like I don't know. Like I just have faith that the world is just and the universe is just and that there's justice. And that's enough for me. I sleep at night, you know? Hmm. Um discomfort reduction. Uh, da, 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 da. Much of the initial work on belief in a just world is focused on its negative social effects. Other research suggests, like, yeah, so come on, it's like, what? This is like edgelord stuff, isn't it, guys? Right? Like, ooh, I'm gonna use psychological science to prove that the world isn't just. Get a life, you know? Other research says that a belief in just world is good and even necessary for mental health. Wow. Belief in a just world is associated with greater life satisfaction and well-being and less depressive affect. Look at that. Would you know that? Isn't that interesting? I think that's interesting. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Is the world just? Is the world unjust? Do you care? Does it affect you? Do you think about this kind of thing very often? I'm curious. Or do you agree with Melvin J. Lerner, who went to NYU and was a leader of the field of social psychology? What do you guys think? He was a pioneer in the psychological study of justice. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. All right, folks, this is all I've got for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's duels. I hope you guys enjoyed our little replay. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing me get absolutely dunked on by X-Sabers. That's all right. That game one, though. That game one, the little My Body is a Shield, that was pretty sick, huh? Anyways, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you guys have a wonderful night, and I will see you guys tomorrow with some more Shameless Hypebeast Gigavise content. All right, take care, everyone.